Hello and welcome back to Tsukihime. My name is Baby Dennis, and last time we started off the day with Shiki just waking up, doing his usual daily routine, but forgetting his glasses again. He's kind of different for some reason, and he said that he couldn't see his reflection on the mirror just to realize there is no mirror. But anyways, he's really looking forward to seeing CL, and when he sees her at school, he just kind of pounces at her, and she dodges, but like he's kind of weird. But she's like, I don't have time right now, see me during lunch. So we head over to the tea ceremony room during lunch, and we talk for a very long time with CL. A lot about, you know, how we have to basically confess our sins because she has a giant, like, stake driver, pile driver there next to her, and she might use it on us. And just a lot about how Shiki's experiences with vampires are, and how, you know, it kind of veered into talking about Arkwood and how much she believes Arkwood is using him, how she doesn't care, and Shiki got very defensive, and they seem to have fought a little bit, not like physically, but now it's kind of like they're on bad terms because Shiki was like, no, Arkwood's good, and CL's like, no, Arkwood's bad. But we're also getting signs that Shiki might be turning into Roa. I'm a little bit concerned. I didn't realize until last episode because Shiki actually has the memories of all the scenes that we've seen at the end of the day, which involve Roa's, you know, growing up as a human, as well as Roa's memories when he was in France. So it is very concerning. But afterwards, we got a message from Noel being like, "Hey Shiki, I need some company. Can you come over here?" So she invited us to an abandoned factory for some reason. But I guess we'll see what happens. I'm a little bit creeped out by Noel because she's kind of unhinged, I think, due to the fact that she's gonna get fired and she might die. So we'll see what happens. The abandoned factory outside of town that shut down a few years back. Administrative building, 4th floor. That's where the message said to meet. I'm standing in front of a fire escape. This is a pretty sketchy meeting place, but I know I've got the right address. I shove all the doubts back down. It'd be stupid to leave now after coming all this way. Is this the same factory that... He said it was a factory, right? Yeah. Is this the same factory that Noel just slaughtered like 14 vampires in? It might be. Might as well head up the stairs. If Miss Noel's not there, I'll just go home. I begin to climb the rusted stairs, careful not to make a sound. With the whole building having been abandoned, the stairs are in disrepair. I gingerly put one foot in front of the other. Oh no, it's rusting! Then I hear something moving. It can't be the sound of the wind. The sound gets louder the further up I go. Oh yeah, they're pretty loud now. I'm assuming it's Noel, but before long I reach the 4th floor. And wait, and metal door? Shouldn't it be A? Oh, whatever. A metal door stands before me. My hand goes to the doorknob, which turns easily. It's unlocked. I hear the noise coming from within. That is not good. Uh-oh. I open the door and peer into the room. It's dark. Completely closed off from outside. Naturally, there's no electricity, so all the lights are off. But deep inside, I see several flashes of light. Oh, she's murdering a whole bunch of vampires now. A bunch of dead apostles or zombies because she needs to kill as many to prove her worth, and she also needs to relieve her stress. Noel sensei. I call out before entering. Yeah, that's probably a better idea. Miss Noel's voice cuts through the darkness. I guess this was the right place after all. As I let go of the doorknob, the weight of the door causes it to close on its own. I squint my eyes in the dark. Ew, that hand is split in half. Before I even have a chance to wonder what's in the room, I instinctively cover my nose. Oh, she's not just killing them, she's torturing them. A familiar stench assails my nostrils. The sticky floor squelches under my feet. I slip my knife into my sleeve for easy access and proceed towards the back of the room. And there... Oh wait, I kind of forgot. I might have forgot to mention this. Oh right! Last time we also got a shot from Dr. Rock. I decided to go with the less effective one because it seemed like it might be something substantial. But yeah, that also happened. I kind of forgot about it. I can't believe I forgot about it. It was quite something. And this seems like it's gonna be a relevant choice, but it led to the same thing, so I'm a little bit confused. I might actually have to end up going back here at one point, but I don't know if I do at the moment. And there. Hi, Noel Sensei. There I see 2 vampires, each gagged and bound to a chair, their bodies twitching and convulsing. Oh, fuck. She's got them nailed down with the black keys. Those 2 are the source of the stench. We got them. Oh my god, their legs are all janked up and cut up. Oh, I don't want to look at it anymore. The noise I heard came from them smashing their heels against the floor in an attempt to ease their suffering. Their feet are sizzling, scorching by the light enclosing the chairs. Foam flows out of their gags and drips down their chins, an involuntary response to the pain of being burned alive. How long have they been roasting like this? The muscles around their throats are so taut from constant screaming that the bone is showing. Oh my god. Their writhing bodies are covered in blood. It pours out of the wounds, not only sustained from struggling against their bonds, but carved into them by a variety of instruments. Holy fuck. This is the happiest I've seen her in a while, and that is really fucked up. Oh my god. Blood and flesh splatter on the floors and walls. The air on this room feels just like it did in those passages under the department store. In the middle of it all is Noel, smiling from ear to ear as she looks down at the 2 men tied to the chair. What the fuck? The thought of even asking what this is makes me sick. Instead, I implore the woman in front of me to explain through my gaze alone. I thought you'd kill them, not torture them. Oh, these are the 2 people at the department store. I think it was something in Haru. I forgot the name. She didn't even have to ask. I recognized them right away. The 2 tied to the chairs are the same 2 that led me below the department store. Okay. I don't feel so bad anymore. You know what? Keep going at it, Noel. They definitely deserve it. She looks so happy. Why is she so cute? If evil, why hot? She takes the gag off one of the vampires. The vampire makes a wet guttural noise like a clogged pump spewing water. It coughs violently as it spits out the saliva and blood that was trapped in its mouth, then looks up at its captor. Its eyes are filled with neither hate nor bloodlust. Such defiance was a glimmer of hope that faded many hours ago. You can be immortal, but in pain all the time. It is nothing but a miserable wretch now. So weak, so fragile, it's barely one step away from death. It begs for mercy with every fiber of its being, prays desperately for life. Humans have a tendency to sympathize with the weak no matter the situation. They also possess the intelligence to judge the present independently of the past. The treatment of the criminals is one example of this. No matter how great the atrocity committed, a powerless prisoner may be granted a chance at forgiveness and a new life. Denying them this mercy or allowing it as an act of human kindness is a right that belongs solely to the victims. Damn, the red covered the entire text too. I didn't even click proceed, it just auto-progressed. This woman has no mercy. After listening to the weakling declare its life, she begins her meticulous work, torturing it in accordance with the number of its pleas. She starts from the fingers, moving to the wrist, then the elbow, and finally the shoulder before switching sides. Once the other arm is gone too, she swaps out her tools and sets to work on its insides. No longer interested in cutting and crushing, she takes up the tools for stabbing and burning. What the fuck? It's as though she's cooking. Oh, let her cook, let her cook. Okay, you can call me cruel. Honestly, this is pretty cruel, but like, I'm not feeling any sympathy for these people. Especially since we had to go through several times of them just tricking us and basically trying to get us killed for fun. And not even for sustenance. I feel like they definitely deserve death. Do they deserve this torture before death? I don't know. I'll just say that I don't feel much for them in this moment. She's like a chef filleting a live fish, only with entirely different techniques and principles. A chef employs a measured technique to cut the fish without killing it, based on the principles that it should be kept as fresh as possible. But not this woman. For one thing, she has no technique to speak of. The only reason her catch is still alive is because of its natural tenacity. Though it can be argued that she is driven by a certain culinary principle. That is the goal of savoring her meal. She is processing it alive, leaving its vocal organs intact to the very end. Ah, yes, because if you damage those, you won't be able to hear those sweet screams. Just so that she can savor its every scream. Oh my god. What do you mean the lid? The screams stop before long. Not because it has died, but because its body no longer occupies the chair. The woman has taken the vampire's body apart piece by piece, leaving only the head alive. She stuffs all of its parts in a 50-centimeter square box and shuts the lid. What the fuck? It's 50-centimeter square box. I'm trying to think about how big that is. Oh my god. I don't know what to say to that. That is quite disturbing. The other vampire's face is twisted in horror, having watched it all from the beginning to end. Or rather, having been forced to watch it all. Their eyelids have been removed, making it impossible for them to avert their gaze. Gusts of wind steeped in blood howl through the room. A desperate scream, no doubt a plea for life, spills out an opening in its gag.
どう？この海底の吸血鬼に痛覚はないんだけど、特別にこいつらにも通じる道具でバラバラにしてあげてるの。
She's so happy. Why? I wanted you to be better, but like, no matter how much I get of you, you just keep setting off 10 more red flags, and it's real bad.
たった1日の審問時間しかないんだもの。これぐらいはやらないと、この子たちに騙されて殺された人たちの無念は晴らせないでしょ?
Only one day to carry out its judgment. Is that her deadline to pack up and leave? I thought she had like a week. Maybe I probably misremembered. The woman takes her eyes off the vampire and approaches me, her every step accompanied by a squish. In her hand, she holds an antique tool resembling a coping saw.
さあ、四季君もどうぞ。
You want him? You want to scar this child? I mean, this very skilled teenage man who, I don't know.
これは洗礼済みの器具だから、素人が使っても効能は発揮されるわ。切れ味は悪いけど、その分頑丈で、吸血鬼は触れた箇所から焼かれていくから、返り血も出ない優れものよ。
She's like, you see, I am your teacher, and I'm teaching you how to torture these sons of bitches.
お、いきなり首を切るのも悪くないけど、初めはやっぱり小指からの方が簡単だから、できるだけ苦しめて殺しちゃって。
Oh my god. She offers me the saw. You can do it? Oh, I know the first one's gonna be a bad end. You know I'm gonna do it. Let's go. Follow her lead. This is poetic justice. Oh, she's like,
やっ
yes.
ぱりシエルさんと学生ごっこやってるシキ君には荷が重い？
She derides me and eggs me on in one breath. Anyway,
いいですけど。
I don't need the saw. I got my knife.
え？
My own indifference catches me off guard.
そう？その割には嫌そうな顔してるけど。
He's like, I really want to freak you out, but you're handling this really well.
嫌ですよ。面倒事なんだから。
I walk towards the chair to which the once human creature is bound.
糸の子。
I almost said forceps, but hold back the urge to play surgeon.
はい、どうぞ。やり方わかる？教えてあげましょうか。
He's so unhinged that even Noel is like, wait, what?
先生のやり方は見ていました。最終的にその箱に入れればいいんですよね。
The eyeballs desperately looking at me could pop out of their sockets at any moment. Praying to be saved, begging for mercy. On the very verge of exploding, they plead with me, shedding tears as they swear to do whatever I ask. Understand that feeling, given the situation. That same look was all over the place in that morgue beneath the department store. They knew no rescue would come. They knew they would never be human again. Yet for as long as their intelligence remained, they continued to look for a hope that didn't exist. But anyway, I wonder if this thing remembers my face.
やっぱりこれじゃうまくないな。
I dropped the saw to a floor. The creature's pupils shrink as if light had been shone upon them.
あなた。
だって時間の無駄でしょ。
I take off my glasses and draw my knife. I glide my knife smoothly through the neck of the being bound to the chair. Come on, what about all the fun? Retribution, requiem, condemnation. It all seems so unnecessary. Acting in response to the past is far too human. If one decides to kill, then one should simply kill. She's like, okay, I bought this game so I can spend time to enjoy it. Why'd you? This is why I don't like speedrunners. I'm just kidding. Unlike this woman, I have no such energy to spare. And by the way, I don't actually dislike speedrunners. I think they're really cool. To think about the future, I must be detached from the present. I don't know what those noises are supposed to sound like. Is she angry or is she like, holy shit, that's kind of cool, kind of hot? She has a thing for younger men, I think. I hear the woman's breath coming from behind me. At first, it was filled with revulsion towards my work, but that has been replaced by admiration. Oh, it was both, okay.
不傷不傷だったのは道具に不満があったからです。先生の趣味に文句があったわけじゃない。
More precisely, I don't have much of an opinion on it.
あとはこれをしまえばいいんですよね。先生、やってくれますか？
あ、うん、やる任せて。
She's sounding so coy again.
何これすごい。頭蓋骨そのままなのに脳丸ごと出てる。うわ、心臓止まってるのになんでまだ脳生きてるの？
How is the skull intact but the oh wait it dropped oh okay never mind. Yeah, there are openings in it. I kind of forgot. It's hard to stop. How the brain is still alive? I wonder if he should consider himself lucky or unlucky that I didn't see any of the lines on his brains.
じゃあ、俺はこれで。
待って、下にシャワーあるから使って汚れ取っていって。私もここ片付けたらすぐ行くから。
Perhaps it's because I was too efficient, but the malice in her has dissipated. She's gone back to the woman I know as Noel. But I must say, when all is said and done, that wasn't such a bad experience. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Alright, I guess we're going home. Is this going to lead into another route, or are we still on the same one? I can't tell if this circles back or not. I cannot. I'll continue for a little bit and see. We leave the building and go down to the sunlit alleyway. The moment I breathe in the outside air, I feel my normal self return. My feelings had turned to ice in there, though I'm still not quite sure why. Maybe the air inside the factory shut off my ability to reason like a decent person.
使徒と戦うってことがどんなことなのか、ちゃんと教えておこうと思って。ほら、保健室で四季くん、シエルさんの意見に文句がありそうだったから、それでピンときたの。あなたは私と同じで、吸血鬼から街を守りたい人なんだ。
Yeah, the same, sure.
なら、お互いの心情は知っておくべきじゃない？
Protecting the town from vampires. I have no objection to that, though I'm not sure where it falls on her list of priorities. But her excessive methods, which I just took a part in, gives me pause.
俺の心情は単純ですよ。知ってしまったから無視できないし、先輩の助けになりたいだけです。それより、ノエル先生は反対しないんですか？シエル先輩は、一般人は吸血鬼には関わらせないと言っていました。
Well, clearly you're not regular.
なんで？吸血鬼を殺すのはいいことだし、特別な力があるのなら、人々のために使うべきでしょ？教会の代行者だからとか、普通の男子生徒だからとか、そんなの関係ないわ。私は、四季君の勇気に拍手を送りたい気分だけど。
She's completely on board with looping me into their affairs. I thought the same thing back in the nurse's office, but the two of them seem to be at odds. Oh yeah, very much. Ciel tells me not to fight. Miss Noel tells me I should. I'm starting to feel like I owe Ciel an apology. Comparing their opinions side by side, it's easy to see who's acting out of a humane concern for my well-being. Yeah.
それにしてもシエルさんにも困ったものね。事態を一日でも早く収束させることが最善の手段なのに。四季君の協力を拒んだり、優先度の低い調査を始めたり、気が緩んでるんじゃないかしら。
I think Shiki only kind of accepted this invitation from Noel because he had a fight with Ciel too.
ま、それも演技なんでしょうけど、あの冷酷な悪魔がたった数日で変わるはずがないんだし。
冷酷って、シエル先輩のどこが？
I'm curious about what she said, of course, but the way she's acting has caught my attention too. It's just a hunch, but I feel like there's truth hidden in her mumbling.
ほら分かってない。あの子が誰にも優しい、底抜けの善人だとでも思っていたんでしょ？ほんと馬鹿らしい。あれはただの掃除屋で、人間らしい感情なんてありっこないの。いい意識くん。あの子の笑顔は全部作り物だから。その方が仕事を進めやすいからそうしてるだけで。君だって騙されているだけなのよ。
To be fair, I think Noel is right. Every time we see Ciel, not from the POV of Shiki, she is cold. She doesn't care about other people's feelings at all. And she's just efficient at killing whatever she needs to kill. She's still responsible, tries to do the right thing, but it really doesn't feel like she feels. But when she's around Shiki, I can't tell if Shiki's the one that kind of like made it so that she's developed feelings, for lack of better words. But she's clearly a very different person around Shiki. I don't know if it's a facade or not, but I guess we have to continue to see beforehand. I mean, initially it kind of had to be in order to get close to Shiki, since they were kind of, I believe they were suspicious of Shiki for being son of the Tohno family and whatnot, but I wonder if it actually evolved into something genuine. My body lurches forward unconsciously, but I can't refute her words. How can I defend Ciel when I just picked a fight with her earlier today?
あら、思うところがあったみたいね。君もうすうす感づいてたってこと？
You know, I'll play until the end of the scene, but this seems like this scene could have happened after either of them, because it didn't actually mention anything about Shiki himself killing people. I guess I'll see.
ふーん。ちょっと脅かして様子を見るだけだったけど、 そういうことなら私も踏み込んであげる。
Be my partner.
四季くん、シエルさんのことを知りたいんでしょ？あの子がどんな人間なのか、どうせあの子は話さないだろうから、特別に私が教えてあげる。
There's a hint of malice in Noel's smile. Warning sirens go off in my head, telling me that this isn't something I should be listening to, fighting against this impulse to know more about Ciel. But I can't resist. Seeming to enjoy the conflict she's raging inside me, Miss Noel begins to tell me about Ciel's past. Okay, is she French? And half Japanese? Is she
私
the
たち代
person?
行者は二人一組が基本だけど、狩りの成功率は高くない。大抵どちらかが死ぬか、両方とも殺されて終わりって世界よ。
Fair, vampires are scary.
もし10年以上代行者をやってる奴がいたら、そいつはそれだけで立派な異常者として扱われる。心が壊れているか、とっくに吸血鬼化しているのに隠しているとか、まあ、いろいろ陰口言われるわけ。
Understandable. People who live long in a line of work where people die young are very, very, very monstrous.
そんなひどい職場で、あの子は何体もの吸血鬼を殺してきた。どんなにひどい使徒が相手でも生き残る。どんなにずる賢い使徒が相手でも正体を突き止める。成功率は実に 100%。ほとんど奇跡よ、こんなの。あの子が鬼子の扱いじゃなきゃ聖女認定されてるくらい。
It's kind of sad how being a demon and being a saint is two opposite sides of the same coin.
まあ、それができたのはほんと単純な理由なんだけど、それはまた後で話すとしましょう。
There's a simple reason for how she's able to do that. So she is very special for some reason.
代行者シエルの名前は人たちにも知れ渡ってる。13歳で代行者になった吸血鬼狩りのエリート。代行者になってからもひたすら使徒を殺し続けて、ついには埋葬機関にまでスカウトされた。吸血鬼を殺すためだけに生きてるマシン。
Since the age of 13, I kind of forgot. Was the girl in this flashback? Sorry, not that flashback. One of these flashbacks. Was she 13 when Arcwit arrived? I don't remember the exact age, but she started when she was 13.
君も見たでしょ？ブローブなんて怪物と渡り合っていたもう一人のモンスターの姿を。
I feel compelled to deny what she's saying, but I can't stop the story here. And strangely, although Miss Noel is describing Ciel as a monster, her voice doesn't sound condescending. If anything, it's filled with reverence.
ああ、埋葬機関っていうのは私たちにとってそうね、教会の中の治外法権。権力に近寄れない代わりに権力に縛られない、動く武器庫みたいなものと思って。
Oh, wow.
ごく少数で組織された公安警察みたいな。
The I can do whatever I want squad.
埋葬機関は他の秘跡会と連携を取る局長とその局長に管理される7人の代行者で構成されている。本当は予備の代行者がもう一人いて、実践要員は8人いるらしいんだけど、大司教から自由行動の特権を許されたのは7人だけ。それ以上増やすのは危険と判断されたのね。局長ナルバレックを筆頭に集まったそれぞれが一つの秘跡会に匹敵する聖人のなり損ない。
Wait, Narbarek? Isn't Narbarek the person Roa was talking to like 800 years ago? How are they still around? They should be dead. Unless the church also has some vampire shenanigans going on. I mean, we also know that the person that Mario is the son of, Laurentis, he is also pretty old, but like he's like lows triple digits, like 100 something I believe, right? And they're looking for immortality. So I thought that was the upper limit of humans.
枢機卿ノイセオナトール・グランファテマ
Never heard of.
司祭アンドレイ・ゴット・ビバーク
Never heard of.
シスターキアラ・キッショーイン。
Kishoin. I wonder if that's related to Sesshoin Kiara from The Fate series. It's gotta be, right?
エクソシ
It's
スト、
also a sister.
ミスター・ダウン。
No idea.
5人目は知らないけど、6人目が大公社アーガレオン。そして最後が私たちの知っているあの子。弓の称号を贈られた
Okay,
第
Bo.
7位。大公社シエルってこと。
Don't know the 5th, but there's Argalion for the 6th. Huh. They always leave so many like
あ
blank
の子は
spaces in
殺
the
したわよ。
lore.
私なんか比べ物にならないぐらい殺してきた。相手が女子供でも容赦なく殺してきた。
I feel like it's like a Chekhov's gun where they're like, oh yeah, we'll name like few of them, but we'll leave some spots so we can fill them in when the plot demands it. And it's been like this for like almost 30 years.
大公社になってから吸血鬼狩りをしてない日はないんじゃないかってぐらいに。1日、1週間、1ヶ月。何の不平も不満もなく、あの子は淡々と仕事をこなしてきた。私が聞いた中で一番長かったのは、たった一人の使徒を殺すために1年間、その町の下水路に潜伏していたって話。
Spent a year killing one dead apostle when she could have probably killed a whole bunch of other ones in that time too.
その使徒は町そのものを監視できる異能があって、部外者や異常に敏感な使徒だった。
Slowly assimilated into his radar. Oh my god.
あの子が選んだ手段は、排水溝からの侵入と潜伏。下水路すら使徒にとっては血管みたいなものだったけど、その血管の中を流れる汚物にまでは感覚が届かなかったのね。秘跡も魔術も使えば感知される状況だったから、あの子は黒剣のエオインに飲み込んで下水に入っていった。この国の整備された下水じゃない。汚物で詰まったヨーロッパの下水路で、体を汚水に浸して顔だけを水面に出してギリギリの呼吸をして、ただ機会を待ち続ける1年間。
Why you gotta be so gross, man?
ほんと、想像するだけで寒気がする。この件ばっかりは吸血鬼に同情するわ。町を完全に支配下に置いて、やってきた大公社も全員殺して、ようやく自由に闊歩できると安心しきった人が広場に踏み出した瞬間、下水溝の網の下から一撃で即死よ。
Okay, no, I take
蛇だ
back
っ
what I
てあの子の執
said.
念深さには尻尾を巻くわ。
Yeah, they probably had to have someone as tenacious as CL on this mission because everyone else would die. So it's not like, oh, she could have killed a whole bunch of other people in that time. She was probably one of the only people that can kill this vampire.
私と組むまであの子はずっとそんな調子だった。わかる？吸血鬼を殺すことだけに特化した非人間。それがシエルなの。私たちと同じ普通の人間だなんて思わない方が身のためよ。
I had my suspicions, but CL's past is beyond what I could have imagined. It's natural that Arkwood hates CL, and that CL sees Arkwood as her enemy. But even so, I can't think of her as someone whose sole purpose is to kill vampires.
先輩のことは分かりました。でもノエル先生は、先生も大公社なら先輩と同じなんですか？
Are you French?
私が？冗談やめて。あんなのと一緒にしないで。私はいたって普通の人間よ。あんな風に周りを騙せないし、割り切ることだってできない。
In the sewers for an entire year! Ew! I can't do that for an entire hour.
そもそも大公社としての才能がなかったの、私。修道院に3年入ってやっと半人前だった。それでも人並みには頭が回ったから、司祭様に取り入って2年かけてやっと大公社になったの。それから2年ぐらい経った後かな、あの子と知り合ったのは。
She does seem to be the type to get brownie points as much as possible.
あの子は埋葬期間に入ったばかりで相棒がいなかった。私は頼りになる相棒が欲しかった。
And she got a monster.
ほら、あとはわかるでしょ。同郷のよしみもあったし、私たちは晴れてチーム成立。それから5年。あの子の活躍のおかげで、私はまだ生き延びてる。
They're from the same town. I guess they're both from that town. Hold up, stop right there. I heard a few questionable things throughout her story, but this set my alarm bells ringing. It's gonna be about her age, probably. Did you just say 5 years?
ちょっと待ってください。先輩と5年も一緒だったんですか？
そう言ったつもりだけど、私たち5年来の師弟関係だもの。
でも、
How do I put this?
年齢が合わないでしょ。
Yeah.
当然よ。あの人、あの時から年を取ってないの。
I plant my feet firmly, fighting the urge to pass out from shock. Hasn't aged a day since? But hasn't aged a day since 5 years ago. Okay, I thought she was saying hasn't aged a day since she was 13. I'm like, I don't know, man. She hasn't changed in 5 years. I can't tell if that's the truth or a lie. I can't even tell what about the 5 years has me so dumbfounded.
そんな。それじゃあ、まるで。
そう。吸血鬼と同じよね。でもあの子は吸血鬼とは違う。だって完全な不老不死なんだもの。
She has true immortality unlike a vampire, so her immortality is more immortal than a vampire's? My breath catches in my throat. True immortality? That's insane. Miss Noel has to be lying. Not even vampires have been able to achieve that.
いいえ。あの子は本当に何をやっても死なないのよ。殺しても蘇る。体が燃え尽きて灰になっても元通りになっている。何が起きてもあの姿のまま生き続ける。あの子はね、分類的には吸血鬼なのよ。私たちと違って一つの命にすがっていない。だから死を怖がらず、目的を達成するまで永遠に走り続ける。
Okay, I'll stop. I couldn't respond because I was so taken aback. Ciel is a vampire by definition. Huh. She's a vampire? If that was the case, she'd have to be really high rank, right? Because she can hang out in the sun. I don't quite understand.
成功率 100% の理由ってこういうこと。簡単でしょ？あの子に狙われた吸血鬼はもう絶対に逃げられないんだから。
じゃあ、ノエル先生とシエル先輩は？
そう。私が弟子で、彼女が師匠よ。さっきのやり方だって、あの人の真似事。
Oh, damn.
いえ、あの人の手札はもっと凄惨かな。
They're actually... she's saying Ciel's torture methods are even worse. You know what? I can actually see that since a lot of her sacraments are based off torture technique stuff. So, yeah, you know what? Yeah.
あの人、大抵の拷問は体験済みだから、やられるのもやるのも、寒気がするほど上手なのよ。
Okay, so Noel was so unhinged, but it was because she was trying to, in her own way, try to creep Shiki away from this entire vampire thing because she wants to show her the dark side of what the church is doing and how, you know, vampires deserve it. But it kind of had the opposite effect.
分かってくれた？代行者シエルは吸血鬼と同じ化け物なんだって。人のことを何とも思っていない殺戮者。でも吸血鬼を殺して回る分だけは生きていていい権利がある。
I'm kind of confused. Is she a vampire or a monster that is like surpasses a vampire? I don't quite understand. This seems to be the point Noel was building up to. I claw at my chest, spurring my lungs back into action. I can't believe myself. What does it matter what kind of person Ciel is or if she's really immortal or not? I'm furious that I let Noel's words get under my skin.
今にも倒れちゃいそうね、四季君。やっぱりショックだった？
ええ。頭にくるぐらいショックです。
How you doing, boy? How you doing?
それより、なんだってこんなことを話す気になったんですか、先生は。
そうだけど、あなたの考え違いを正してあげたかったの。私が言うのもなんだけど、助けてもらったからって、簡単に心を許しちゃダメよ。 あの人だって、あなたを利用しているだけなんだから。
No. I know that's a lie. CL isn't using me. She never has. I'm the one who wants to help. She has always looked out for me. Not once has she ever asked me to do anything. In fact, she's been telling me to do the complete opposite, but I keep getting in the way.
そうなんだ。意外ね、それ。
In fact, I got into a fight with her earlier today because she told me to stop it.
まあ、仮にそうだとしても、始まりが不正なのは変わらないわ。四季君、あの人に暗示をかけられていたことさえ気づいてないんだから。
Her words freeze my thoughts.
暗示
You're saying you've been charmed. This time, I'm really gonna pass out.
そうよ。あの人は自分に好意を持つように、四季君を操っていた。あなたはいつからシエルと知り合いなの？あの子を先輩と呼ぶようになったのは、どんなきっかけだった？
It was the legs. When did we meet? I don't even have to try to remember. CL's a third year at my school. I've known her since I was a first year. Since I was a first year?
Oh.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. I have no memories of spending time with CL at school. This is the first memory I can recall. The legs! The legs! The legs! Is running into her on the train. Now that I think about it, when did I meet CL? I don't even know which class she's in. Thank you, Tohno. Her words, that smile. That's all it took for me to think that I've always known her. I'm not surprised, because after learning that CL can manipulate memories, I was wondering that the same thing, where like sometimes Tohno was like, yeah, do you remember the first time we met? And she was like, yeah, I do. Okay, anyways, let's go. It always felt very awkward, but I feel like this revelation, to me, it doesn't come as a surprise. One thing in particular gives me a feeling of unease. Everyone called her CL like it was the most normal thing in the world. How did no one ever question a name like that? Oh, yeah!
ほら見なさい。私だって赴任して仰天したわ。
I was like, wait, that's not a very Japanese name, but I mean, she is half Japanese apparently, so like, I mean, that kind of like makes it so that maybe she could pass it off as someone who's like, you know, whose parent might be a fan of foreign stuff, but she is half Japanese at least.
いくら筆跡に耐性のない一般人でも、100人200人に暗示をかけるなんて、並大抵の魔力量じゃないもの。さすがは第7位ってところかしらね。それとも、暗示だからこれだけのことができたのかしら。暗示は所詮暗示。印象の操作に過ぎないものね。記憶そのものをいじる洗脳とは違うんだし。四季君たちはきっと、シエルを疑問に思わない、ということだけを刷り込まれていたんでしょうね。
That's right. I did feel like something was off at first, but those doubts faded the more I saw her. Anywhere she went, it felt completely natural to her for her to be there. That's what was so distinctive about CL. That doesn't mean that she was lying to me. She had good reason for it.
俺たちを危険にさらさないために黙っていただけでしょ。
ええ、一般生徒にはね。でも四季君はもう違う。あの地下を知った以上、暗示は解いてあげるべきだった。それに、教えてあげるべきことを黙っている。というのは思いやりになるのかしら。知られたら都合が悪いから、黙っているだけじゃないの？
Oh, she is manipulating Shiki now. But I feel like it's Noel. Noel's like, ooh, let's poke at all these spots. Not guarantee confirmation, but like, we'll put all these thoughts into Shiki's head to make him doubt CL so much. I have no arguments left. All I can do is look down and breathe deep, like I'm sticking my head in the sand. I do believe that a lot of it is true, what Noel's saying, but I don't know if all of it is.
これで分かったでしょ？あの人がいい子ちゃんに見えるのは全部演技なんだって。ええ。演技でなかったら、今までの冷酷ぶりは何だったっていうの。
She's so convinced, like, I know the true CL. Everyone treats her like a kind senpai, but she's actually a cold, frigid woman. I hear footsteps treading on grass. Lifting my head up, I see that she's made her way to the exit of the courtyard.
話はこれでおしまいよ。そろそろあの人もここを見つけるだろうし。四季君と密会していたなんて知られたら何をされるかわからないわ。最悪。四季君と私、もう用済みだからって消されるかも。そもそも四季君は知っちゃいけないことをたくさん知っちゃったし。なんであれ、証拠隠滅はしなくっちゃね。
Well, she was very close to driving that pile driver up my ass, so like, yeah, I think she wouldn't hesitate anymore.
証拠隠滅って何を？
そう。それはこれからの行動次第よ、四季君。あの子の機嫌を損なわないよう、あの子に見逃してもらえるよう、せいぜい頑張ってみれば？ま、仕事が全部終わった後は、いつも通り、死人に口なしってオチでしょうけど。
Interesting. I feel an indignant impulse to protest flare up within me. That's not how things will end, even if CL has to keep everything quiet. She said she'd only erase my memories. But I wonder, could she really erase everything that's happened this week and nothing else?
そうそう。そういう顔してもらわないと危険を冒した甲斐がないわ。それじゃあね、四季君。今日の話をちゃんと胸に留めて、私みたいに何もかも台無しにされないよう気をつけて。
She's so bitter about it, though I guess rightfully so. I call out for her to stop, but it's already too late. The woman who summoned me into another world, isekai'd, laid the truth on me and left with a smile on her face. Jeez. Shiki's gonna have a lot to think about now. I feel uneasy, like a spider has taken up residence in my skull. Shaking my head to clear away the webs, I leave behind the factory and its walls dripping with red. Okay, I guess now I can go back and try out the option where Shiki doesn't murder a whole bunch of stuff. Though I think I'll leave a save here just in case if there's a difference. I can't tell yet.
お帰りなさいませ。
Hi, Hisui. I'll be back later. She offers me the saw, and I want no part of this senseless deed.
とてもじゃないが付き合えない。
I push the woman's hand away. Get away from me! The force behind my hand is unexpectedly strong, propelled by my revulsion towards her.
へえ。何？悪趣味ってどのあたりが？もしかしてスプラッタすぎた？でも、その割には落ち着いてるわよね、四季君。普通に生きてきた人間なら、この部屋に入っただけでも大友なのに、さっきからこいつらじゃなくて、私にしか注意を払ってないし。
Well, you did call me over here, and I was here to talk to you, so.
趣味がおかしいのは私だけじゃないと思うけど？それとも、性癖がバレないように、いい子ちゃんぶってるとか？
Oh, yeah, 17 pieces. I stopped myself from letting her taunt provoke me. I don't pretend to be a good person. What disgusts me about this is that the results don't justify the efforts.
殺すのなら無駄なく殺すべきだ。俺は人間を襲う吸血鬼を殺したいだけで、いたぶりたいわけじゃない。
Oh, this is kind of similar to the other option then.
はぁ？人間を襲う吸血鬼を殺したい？バックじゃないの？それがいい子ちゃんぶってるって言うのよ。吸血鬼はなんであれ殺すの？死ぬの？考えられる限りの傷を重ねて、自分からもう殺してくださいって懇願するまで苦しめるものなんだってば。
Her gaze remains fixed on me as she casually throws a weapon at the chair behind her. The weapon pierces the vampire through the groin. Its muted anguish reverberates through the concrete. Foam bubbles around its mouth like a pot boiling over.
さあ殺して。相手は何もできない生肉よ。あなたが今まで殺してきた死者より簡単な作業でしょ？違うのは、あれは人間らしい知性があって、人間らしい悲鳴を上げて、人間らしい生活をしてたってことだけじゃない。
Damn, look at her eyes. Oh god, she's crazy.
人の痛みがわかる相手なら、人間の痛みを味わってから無残に落ちぬべきなのよ。
There's hatred in her eyes. This isn't directed at the vampire, but at me for not taking the saw. Noel's rancor is a response to my disapproval of her methods and to her own weakness in nearly letting herself be swayed by me.
じゃあどうするの？もしこいつがもう人間は襲わないなんて誓ったら見逃してあげるの？生かしてあげるの？信じられない。こいつらが何人罪もない人間を餌食にしてきたと思ってるの？こいつらは怪物なのよ。なのにただ人間っぽいって理由だけで人間扱いしてやるの？君は。
I can't deny it. The man in front of me is absolutely did try to kill me. Who knows how many people he's killed in the same way? But that's not the issue at hand. What this woman is saying is, those who become a vampire must not be allowed to live. They have no human rights. Whatever they may be, they have lost the right to exist. That kind of thinking is not something I can agree with, because he likes Arkwit. I may not be able to avoid killing in self-defense if I cross paths with a vampire who feeds on humans, or a walking disaster like Vlove. But if I come upon a vampire who doesn't attack people and wish to live like a human, I see no reason to kill it. Going that far just isn't me.
ああ、そう、わかったわよ。私がやるわよ。こんな国でのんきに生きてる君に期待しちゃった私が間抜けってわけね。せめてそこで見張り役でもやっといて。かかしみたいに突っ立ってこいつらの末路をよーく覚えておくがいいわ。
The woman turns her back to me and walks towards the vampire, tied to the chair. Yeah. She takes off its gag.
助けてください。助けてください。
Heart-wrenching pleas spill out of the creature's mouth. Maybe it really would swear to change its ways. It might atone for its sins if it meant that it could escape this nightmare of being by the woman standing before it. Like a man whose hands are tainted by countless sins, suddenly awakening to the Father's love and becoming a devout believer.
ダメ。あなたは死ぬの。というか死ぬの。死ぬの死ぬの死ぬの死ぬの死ぬの死ぬの死ぬの死ぬの死ぬの死ぬの死ぬの死ぬの死ぬの死ぬの死ぬの死ぬの死ぬの死ぬの死ぬの死ぬの死ぬの死ぬの死ぬの。
There we go. We got some unique shinunos at the very end. The dissection begins. Ear-splitting screams fill the air. The woman's work grows more intense by the minute. The first vampire had it easier. Once handling it with care, she now brandishes her tool wildly. Her meticulous dissection has become a brutal dismemberment. The vitriol flying from her mouth makes it impossible to tell which of the two is the devil. Oh, wait! It just occurred to me that she came from the same place that Ciel did. I mean, Ciel's town was taken control over by Roa, so that means Noel's probably been severely affected by that event as well. I don't know if it was Ciel or Noel that was Roa in the past incarnation and why they're still alive. I feel like it has to be one of them, or maybe like a third member. If it was a third member that died, maybe, but like nothing about that person is being brought up.
死ね死ね死ね早く死ね今すぐ死ね最後まで苦しめ限界まで助けを食え吸血鬼も吸血鬼になり損ないも吸血鬼になるやつもみんな汚らわしいウジ虫と同じなんだからねえそうでしょ私の言っていることわかるわよね四季君吸血鬼になった者は速やかに死ぬべきなのこいつらはゴミ以下なの病原菌なのただそこにいるだけで汚物を垂れ流す害悪なのよ
She picks up an iron weapon sitting in the corner of the room. This has gone beyond dissection, beyond even torture. The halberd, nearly 2 meters long, scrapes against the walls and ceilings as the woman raises it to bring it down on the vampire. Splat! Bone and flesh is crushed with a dull thump. The vampire's body is flattened along with the chair. This savage act disintegrates the chains that bound its arms to the chair and sends the sword stuck into the floor flying. Now free, the vampire's upper half begins to frantically crawl away. Oh no, you don't.
見てよこのありさまゴキブリみたいこんなになってもこいつらは死なないの気持ち悪い気持ち悪い気持ち悪い気持ち悪いそん なの生きてる価値もない。
Damn. Well then. With that, the second dissection comes to an end. The second body won't go in the box. There's no point in even trying to stuff it in. It's been crushed beyond all recognition. The woman looks down, her back to me.
ほら、やっぱり私の方が正しいじゃない。吸血鬼は害悪なんだって。だから、もし自分がそうなんだって分かったときは、
Uh-oh.
死んで、自分から死んで、みっともなく泣き叫びながら、死にたくないって謝りながら、首をかっきって。
I kind of want to see a full portrait of this, not just half of it.
それができないなら、糞尿漏らしながらひざまずいて、何度も何度も命乞いをした後、私に首を差し出して。
The woman spews venom with eyes clouded over. The halberd drops to the floor with a clang. She takes a deep breath. Her shoulders, which were just rising and falling violently, grow still.
なんて、ちょっと脅かしすぎちゃった？四季君たら危機感が薄いから、お姉さんついやりすぎちゃった。
There are too many red flags at this point. It's beyond saving. She's like a completely different person, like the evil spirit possessing her has left, and the Miss Noel I know has returned. Ah, and this part's gonna be kind of similar, I think. Yeah. Oh, wait. Nope, never mind. As Miss Noel suggested it, saying that we wouldn't be able to have a proper conversation in that room. Okay, it's like part of it's the same, part of it's not. But the depravity I just witnessed is still weighing on my mind. I find myself unable to fully agree. Okay, so in this part where like what we just saw was her going like super duper fucking crazy mode, and we're just like, whoa, that disgusted me. But the other one we're like, nah man, I totally did that shit. Okay, so I guess they do both lead to the same thing. I thought they wouldn't, but oh well. Okay, now we're back home. So if we look at the flowchart, it is the same event. Huh, I'm a little bit disappointed. You know what? This might sound weird since they're both the same thing, but I'm gonna try to I'm gonna continue the other one instead. I'll make a save just in case, but I do kind of like. I feel like seeing Shiki cold-hearted might lead into something else. So I don't know. I feel like I haven't gotten a death in a very long time, and I feel like I might have missed something. Because in CL's route, it seems like there are a lot of hidden options. Ones that I wasn't able to get normally by choosing an option. It's like a series of options that I had to choose. So I might have actually missed them already. I can't tell. We also know that there are a lot, so I'll try to play by ear and see what happens. Okay, we're back to the one where Shiki agreed to kill stuff.
ただいま翡翠。ごめん。ちょっと頭が痛いんだ。少しだけ休むから夕食になったら呼びに来てくれ。
Hisui comes to greet me, but I give her a curt response and go straight to my room. Bye-bye. You see that bitch? She was cray-cray. Locking the door as I enter my room, I sit down on the bed and finally calm down. I had a huge fight with CL, then witnessed that gruesome scene at the abandoned factory. CL told me to stop seeing Arcuid, and Miss Well told me not to trust CL, and that she was only using me to help her kill vampires.
なんだそれ。悩むまでもないじゃないか。先輩が俺を利用しているなら、アルクエイドとのことであんなに怒らないはずだ。
Yeah, CL has actively been trying to get Shiki out of this mess. There's no way CL would be lying to me. She always puts my safety above hunting vampires. And still, I didn't listen to her warnings and hurt her with my thoughtless words.
わかってる。先輩は悪くない。悪いのは頭に血が上った俺の方だ。
Oh damn, it got dark pretty fast. How pathetic I am. If I want her to trust Arcwood, I should have been more patient and tried to mediate between the two of them. I like CL. Respect, friendship, attraction. I have so many different feelings for her. This is the first time I've longed so dearly for someone to be happy. If I didn't have anemia, I'm sure I would have asked her out by now. Oh right, he did mention that him having anemia was something that stopped him from trying to form better relationships with other people, like people in different clubs and whatnot. Only other person in class he's really close to is Arihiko. Yumizuka crushes on him, but like, he's not really close to her. Yet at the same time, I feel just as strongly about Arcwood. My feelings for her come from a different place. From a different route. I only lashed out at CL for saying the person with that beautiful smile was no more than a lowly vampire. I kind of see what's happening. So, in this route, he loves CL, but he also greatly respects Arcwood. And the two parts are just very, very conflicting. I'm not sure if he has any romantic feelings for Arcwood, but because she's, you know, actively done a lot to help him, he can't really take any insults towards Arcwood because he respects her so much, even if it's from a person that he has romantic interest towards. Damn it, I never knew I was this kind of person. I think it's the same the other way around too. When Arcwood makes like smack talk CL, he'll equally get as angry as he did towards CL. I come to terms with how I feel about CL, so why am I still hung up on Arcwood? Is it because of those feelings that I didn't want to hear her say that? Or these feelings? It's already nighttime. This time, I sigh deeply, letting out every bit of frustration. The sun is already set. In a few hours, it'll be time to meet up with Arcwood. Leaving my own question unanswered, I'll lay my tired body down in bed until Hisui comes for me. Huh. Okay, I guess we're gonna meet with Arcwood. I go back to my room after eating dinner. Oh! Assailed by a twinge in my head, I breathe deeply to let the dizziness pass. I've been getting headaches a lot from taking my glasses off. Yeah, you think? And looking at the lines too much. Even in this, the consequences of hunting down vampires is apparent. CL's right. I shouldn't be going out at night. I know that full well, but... What the hell is happening? Oh, okay, it's a bell. It's almost time to meet Arcwood. Whether to continue our hunt or to end it is not a decision I can make on my own. Seeing her again will help me figure this all out. If I conclude that my relationship with Arcwood has to come to an end, so be it. Alright, time to meet Arcwood. I give my clothes a once-over and turn off the lights in my room. After making sure my knife is in my pocket, I head towards the park where Arcwood is waiting. Okay. I guess this really is completely the same. Huh. Oh well, can't be helped. Where are my bad ends? I want to see them all. I slip out the front gates undetected. The road in front of the Tohno mansion sees little traffic, and I'm probably the only one who walks down it. It's especially quiet tonight, with people going out less because of the serial killer. Most lights in the residential area I can see below are already out. It's not even 10 yet, but the silence makes it feel like 1 in the morning. The wind has a bite to it now that the end of October draws near. Fall will be over in no time. I idly wish for everything to come to an end before winter freezes over the world. I walk along the path outside the mansion. Going down this hill will put me in the residential area. If I were going to school, I'd head southwest from the residential area towards the shopping district. The station is just past it. Once I pop out of the south exit on the other side, I'd be at school in 10 minutes. I'm going to the park tonight, so I won't need to go through the city. I'll just keep heading south, past the elevated railway that split the town in two. I have a little less than 15 minutes till 10 p.m. I better hurry. The roads will be dark since I'm skipping the shopping district, but it's the quickest way to the meeting spot. And then I see a silhouette by the mansion's perimeter wall. It's a girl wearing a nun's habit. She leans against the wall like she's here to see me off rather than to stop me. Is it Noel?
呆れましたね。
Oh
こんな夜
no.
更けにどこに行く気ですか？
She was waiting for us. I stopped dead in my tracks. Ciel's eyes are cold. Her voice is devoid of emotion. I thought I'd look for her at school tomorrow, but she comes for me. A golden opportunity has fallen into my lap, but I can't look at Ciel in the eye. He's hoping to mediate things with her and Arcuid, but you know it's not gonna work out. I wish I could apologize right now and patch things up. But before I do that, I have to figure something else out. How do I feel about Arcuid? I can't talk to Ciel until I know the answer to
先
that.
輩、俺は。
言い訳は聞きません。今こうしていること自体があなたの心情を表していますから。まったく。あれだけ言ったのに彼女のところに行くって言うんですね、遠野くんは。そんなに吸血鬼がいいんですか？はあ、もしや永遠の命とか、そんな甘い見返りを夢見ていますか？
No, fuck that.
No.
Ciel lets loose an uncharacteristic scathing jab. Eternal life, the alluring prospect of immortality for one who's bitten by a vampire and turned into a dead apostle. But in the end, it's no different from being human. If they don't eat, they die, and they obviously can be killed. In light of everything I've been through, I know all too well that all too well. Not to mention that
そりゃ夢には見るでしょ。誰だって死にたくないし、先輩みたいに強くなりたいし。はい、そうですよ。丈夫な体になれるなら、俺、アルクエイドのものになってもいいんです。
I wonder why he's saying this, because he clearly doesn't mean it.
遠野くん、何言ってるんですか？そこは、そんなわけないだろ先輩。町のためにやってるんだぜって返すものでしょ？
She didn't expect that.
もちろんです。で、あんな挑発をして、そういう反論を期待してたんですね、先輩。
It's funny seeing her react like this in her habit. So that's how it is. If I had told her what she was expecting to hear, she'd already have me beat.
今夜だけは先輩の言うことは聞けませんから。でも、茶道室でのことは反省しています。これが終わったら、話を聞いてください。
You can come with me. I walk past Ciel without looking at her. It's not much of an excuse, but meeting with Arcuid takes priority right now.
そうですか。そこまで覚悟ができているのなら、私からは何もありません。茶道室の件も気にしないでください。遠野くんは間違ったことは言っていませんでしたから。
Her voice comes at me from behind. It no longer carries any intent to stop me from going to see Arcuid. I see. She's thoroughly fed up with me now.
それじゃあ、俺、行くから。
はい。どうぞ遠野くんのお好きなようにしてください。
It's cutting off the relationship. Oh, it feels bad. I can only hear her voice, but I keep walking away from the mansion, unable to look back. Man, this sucks. Clop, clop, clop. Footsteps echo through the residential area. Not from the heavy plodding of a man, but someone lighter of foot. What's more, my sneakers aren't making much noise. Only something with a hard sole, say a laced-up combat boot, would make it sound like this. In fact, I'm sure of it. The clopping that's been following me all this time is definitely coming from a pair of boots. Hey, so you didn't want to come along. I stop walking. The footsteps stop too. Damn it. If I ignore her and keep going, we'll end up at the park in no time. I have to say something.
ですね、先輩。
I spin around.
はい？なんでしょう、そこの健康不良少年くん。
不良でいいですけど、先輩の家ってこっちの方だったっけ？
いえ、全く違いますね。遠野くん、一度来たことあるでしょう。忘れちゃったんですか？
I like this banter.
覚えてます。忘れません。ちょっと確認したくなっただけです。
はい、正解です。大した記憶力ですね。私の家への曲がり道は ズバリさっき通り過ぎました。
Right, right. I grin and reply. Yep, CL smiles back.
それじゃあ、俺はこっちだから。
はい、どうぞ、遠野くんのお好きなように。
I'm not gonna stop you, but you're not gonna stop me. CL beams from ear to ear. But despite her cheerful expression, I've got a really bad feeling about this. Doot doot. I take a deep breath.
どうしました？行かないんですか？
CL's question sounds so innocent. I take the opening and run off into the night. You can't lose her, she's superhuman. I'm going as fast as my legs will carry me, tearing through the city without looking back. I don't hear any footsteps coming after me, but I make a small detour as I added precaution. CL will have a harder time tracking me in a bustling station area. I'll zip through the crowds and make it look like I'm heading for school, but then rush back to the train tracks. CL's gonna be like, what took you so long? I've hit my limit. I'm almost at the park now, so I should be in the clear. Shoulders heaving, I've finally stop and catch my breath. It looks like that worked. I don't hear that rhythmic clop, so CL probably lost track of me and ended up somewhere else.
感心できませんね、遠野くん。誰もいないからといって、むやみに走り出すのはどうかと思います。
Yep. Sorry. A hand clamps down on my shoulder from behind. This is really cute. Hey there. Hey, I saw what you're trying to do, but it didn't work very well. Whoa! I startle, leaping into the air like a frog.
なんでついてくるんだよ、先輩。
なんでも何も、遠野くん一人じゃ不安じゃないですか。遠野くんのようななんちゃって調査とは違う、真に町の平和を守る者として当然の行為ですが。
What of it? CL lays it all out there. She must be upset that I tried to lose her. This has made one thing clear though. CL isn't gonna let me go on my own. It won't be easy to say this, but I'll have to give it to her straight. I gotta keep my cool. Alright, time to save. I'm gonna try to keep my cool first. I'll do my best to stay calm. I can use what she said earlier to my advantage.
ちょっと待って。先輩、さっき俺の好きにしていいって言ってくれましたよね。
はい、どうぞ遠野くんのお好きなようにしてください。
CL nods, smiling.
よかった。俺の幻聴ってわけじゃなかったんだな。よし。それじゃあここでお別れです。これ以上ついてきちゃダメですからね。
はあ、私、遠野くんについてきているわけではありませんけど。
いや、実際ついてきてるじゃないですか。
You kind of are.
公園に用があるだけです。遠野くんがどこに行くのかは知りませんけど、行き先が公園でないのならここでお別れですね。
So this is what it's come to. I can't really argue with that, and yet...
あ、もう、それでもダメです。公園にはアルクエイドがいるんですよ。あいつ、なんでか先輩を敵視してるし、このまま合わせるわけにはいきません。
おや、私のことを心配してくれるんですか？
心配なんかするに決まってます。俺は先輩とアルクエイドが争うところなんて見たくない。お願いですから、もうこれ以上ついてこないでください。
That'll be the end of this town.
なるほど、なるほど。そうですか。私の心配じゃなくて彼女の心配をしているんですね。
I'm worried about both of you and me. CL ignores me, taking my words in exactly the wrong way. Judging by her taunt, I get the feeling that she's enjoying this.
先輩、もしかして茶道室のこともさっきのことも、いやそれ以前に俺がアルクエイドと夜出歩いたこと自体ずっと怒ってたんじゃないですか。
She smiles sweetly without saying a word. I'll let you figure that out. She's angry, all right. There's no doubt about it. Behind that face lies a deep-seated grudge.
わかりました。全部俺が悪かったです。もっとちゃんと謝りたかったけど、こうなったら仕方ないです。茶道室でのことは謝ります。あれは俺の失言でした。
He's throwing in the towel.
だから帰ってくれ。なんて言ったら本気で怒りますよ、遠野くん。
え？
私たち今絶好中なんです。私も拗ねているみたいですから、生半可なことじゃ素直になれません。
Apparently.
先輩。
ここで遠野くんが帰ってくれるのなら仲直りできるんですけど、それは無理だって分かってます。ですからこんな話をしていても無意味です。あなたが私に謝る必要もありません。私昼のことは気にしていませんから。私の仕事は吸血鬼を退治すること。今はそれを忠実にこなしているだけです。
Well, shit.
先輩。
Ciel ignores me and starts walking away. Their destination is none other than my meeting spot with Arkwood, the park by the south exit. Ooh, this will be interesting.
待ってください。どうしてそんなにムキになってるんですか。
私ムキになんかなっていません。あなたの方こそ私と一緒にいると彼女に誤解されるんじゃないですか。
Oh, she would be very mad.
誤解って何。
あなたは彼女が好きなんでしょ。なら彼女の敵である私と一緒にいるのは立場的にまずいと思いますけど。
I like both of you.
好きって別に俺はあいつのことが好きってわけじゃ。
Oh, Arkwood's gonna hear that. I can't bring myself to say that I don't like Arkwood. My attraction to her appears to be an undeniable fact.
もうほんと自分自身にも嘘をつけないんですね、遠野くんは。なんか正直すぎて参っちゃいます。
Ciel sighs, sounding equal parts exasperated and resigned. I don't know what feelings that sigh really contained, but her edge has dulled. She seems back to her usual self.
けど本当にここで別れた方がいいですよ。私たちは絶好中なんですし、こんなところを歩くエドに見られたら。
Arkwood missile incoming.
見られたらどうなるのかしらね、シエル。
Uh-oh. I turn towards the voice coming from behind me. Standing there is a woman I have never seen. Who is this woman? Her golden hair is bathed in moonlight. Her body is pale and beautiful, so pure that no corruption can draw near. Though she is a denizen of the night, she shines like the sun. But she's different. That's not the Arkwood I know.
アルクエイド。
I quietly speak her name. The woman in white briefly flicks her eyes to me, then turns her focus back to the CL. Alright, change eye color again.
遠野くん、下がって。いえ、なんとか隙を見て公園の外まで逃げてください。
CL whispers a warning as she steps forward. If she had told me to run from Arkwood before, I would have said that she was overstating the danger. But right now, it sure looks like the best course of action. At the same time, I realize that's impossible. The air is unbelievably heavy. Arkwood's crimson eyes are dreadful. It's no exaggeration to say that everything in this park, from the trees to the leaves, is frozen under that gaze. The tension I feel now is as stifling as when we faced down Vlove, if not more so. Instincts tell me that my life is forfeit if I say it so much as take a single step. Damn. I think this is the first time I've seen these two people meet ever. Oh, this is really interesting. But I feel like this confrontation is gonna take a while, so as much as a dick move and as, you know, a cliffhanger this is, I think I'm gonna stop right here. Actually, before I go, I'm gonna try out this other route because I kind of forgot that we had another option here. So if we look at the flowchart, we have, whoa, it breaks up like that. Anyways, what happens if I just say, I'll give it to her straight. I have no choice but to tell her, in no uncertain terms, to leave. Steeling myself, I turn to face her.
先輩、いいから帰ってくれ。俺の安全を思うなら帰ってくれ。このままじゃ間違いなく俺が大変なことになる。
Big trouble with Arkwood, that is.
はあ、大変って、遠野くんはどんな風に大変になるんですか？スプラッタ？それともサイコ？ どちらにせよ、それはそれで興味がありますね。
I already had enough of Splatterfest. I had some with Noel earlier this morning. Or afternoon. This girl really is a monster. She knows everything. She's just playing stupid.
そういうゴアな興味持たなくていいです。俺の好きにしていいって言ったのに、なんで邪魔しに来るんですか。
ですから、遠野くんは好きに行動してください。
Man, I'm kind of living for this petty CL. It's
私
kind
も
of
遠
funny.
野くんを見習って、自分の好きに行動しているだけですから。
Yeah. That's the argument I was making. With a resolute smile on her face, she starts to walk forward.
先輩。
なんでしょうか、遠野くん。
なんでしょうかじゃないです。そんなに俺を困らせて楽しいんですか。
CL just grins. Yes, that says it all.
わかりました。先輩が意地悪な人だというのは分かったから、今日はもう勘弁してください。これ以上は俺だけじゃなく、先輩まで危ない目に遭っちゃいますよ。
そうなんですか？私は別に遠野くんについてきているわけじゃありませんけど。
いや実際。
Actually.
私、公園に用があるだけ。遠野くんがどこに行くのかは知り。
Okay, this is kind of the same. Alright, so yeah, it kind of results in the same thing. Can't really argue with that. Alrighty. But yeah, I think I'm gonna stop here for today as we begin to witness the two titans battle it out. But we'll get to that next time. And until then, I will be seeing you. See ya!